by unboxing your new Maxpeedingrod rear suspension components for the 2008 Chrysler 300C. You have the tension arm, lower control arm, camber arm, and toe adjustment arm. Tools used to remove and replace the rear suspension components on a Chrysler 300C include a 1/2-inch electric impact, 18mm end wrench, 1/2-inch long extension, 1/2-inch ratcheting wrench, 1/2-inch torque wrench, a large pry bar, 1/2-inch short extension, trim clip tool, 1/2-inch 21mm deep socket, 1/2-inch 18mm shallow socket, and a 1/2-inch 18mm deep socket. Using the 21mm socket, loosen and remove the lug nuts. Remove the wheel. Now use your 18mm socket with a torque wrench to loosen the rear subframe bolts. Note, do not completely remove the subframe bolts. Use your clip tool to remove the ABS wiring harness clip. Use the 18mm socket with an 18mm wrench to remove the toe adjustment arm nut and bolt. Same on the other end. Remove the old arm and place the new toe adjustment arm into position. Slide in the original bolt, washer first, then reinstall the nut. Swing the other end into position, reinstall the bolt and nut. Run on the nuts with an electric impact. Use an 18mm socket and 18mm wrench. Set to 98 Nm or 72 foot-pounds. Reinstall the ABS sensor wiring clip. Begin installing the lower control arm. Slide in the bolts and hand start the nuts. Use an 18mm end wrench with an 18mm impact to tighten the nuts. Torque to 98 Nm or 72 foot-pounds of torque. Position the new camber arm. Install the bolts and nut on both ends. Tighten and then torque to 98 Nm or 72 foot-pounds of torque with an 18mm socket with an 18mm wrench. Installing the tension arm. Install the bolts and nuts to each end. Tighten, and then torque to 98 Nm or 72 foot-pounds with an 18mm socket with an 18mm wrench. Tighten the rear subframe bolts with an 18mm socket. Torque the rear subframe bolts to 180 Nm or 132 foot-pounds of torque with an 18mm socket. Now that all the new parts are installed, lower your vehicle to put the wheels back on. Set the wheel onto the hub, always start lug nuts by hand, and use a 21mm socket to tighten the lug nuts. Then torque the lug nuts to 135 Nm or 110 foot-pounds of torque.